guys, and in this video we will be continuing our previous tier listing, but with Brawl Stars characters. So sit back and relax, and we have 26 to go. So grab a snack, sit back, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So first up, we have Surge. And we're doing this whole video based on their supers. And today I'm actually just doing like regular S, A, and B, and C. So what he does is, Surge's super is called Party Tricks, and what it does is it's a short-range teleport that allows him to leap into the air, damaging and stunning enemies at his landing spot, while also upgrading his main attack. Activating the super, transforming him into his stage 2 form, granting a movement speed boost. With subsequent, I don't know how to say that, super activation, Surge's process through stages 3 and 4, increasing his attack range, damage, and projectile split. Wow, I'm actually bad at reading today. But I think that's actually like a pretty good power. I'm gonna put that at A. I feel like actually yeah, A, cause like it's good that it like damages and stuns the enemy, but its attack range could also be really good. But depending on the damage, I'm just gonna keep it at A. So next we have Amber. So Amber's super is, so what she does is so she throws down like oil or like gas, and what you do with that is, so you use her main attack to light it on fire, then it does a giant giant damage on the opponents. But I'm actually gonna say that it's not really that good. I'm gonna put it at D. That's where I'm gonna put it. Next up we have Ash. And Ash's super is called Little Helpers. What it does is it launches 5 robotic rats that chase the nearest enemy and explode upon contact, dealing damage and filling Ash's rage bar. To use it effectively, you have to aim the super directly at an enemy to guarantee hits and charge rage. Use the rats as a temporary shield against non-piercing shots, so it like guards you from taking more damage. I'm gonna put that at B because depending on the damage of the explosion with the rats, it could be better, but otherwise it's kind of just bad. So next up we have Kit. So what Kit does is he pounces on the opponent, and then they take like, I think maybe like 50 damage every, like it's like a tick, and then after it, like the opponent doesn't really know what to do, so then he can just like slash at them and pretty much just, it's kind of like a kill glitch. With my strategy, that's like a B, but regularly it's just like it's like a C. So like in between everything. Next up, we have one of the OG legendaries, Leon. So what he does is, Leon's super is called Smoke Bomb. It makes him invisible for 6 seconds, allowing him to ambush enemies or escape danger. He can become visible early if he takes damage or attacks while invisible. His hypercharge, actually we're going to get into his hypercharge a little bit. His hypercharge is called Limbo. It adds the ability to remain invisible even while attacking. That's like really good. So I'm going to put it with Surge because I feel like there could definitely be better. Next up, we have yet another really OG legendary, Crow. So what he does is His super is called Swoop. It's a jump attack that makes him airborne and immune to damage, and allowing him to throw a spread of daggers both during takeoff and landing. The daggers deal damage over time, and it also applies um, a poison effect, reducing enemy healing. And after landing, it does a really cool animation. The daggers can return to Crow and pierce through any targets in their path. It's kind of like Griff's super, like where you throw it and then the cards come back and then it also takes damage. I'm gonna put that with B because, like, I feel like overall the damage won't even be that good. Next up, we have the last OG, like one of the main OG legendaries. So Spike Super regenerates well, actually, after using his super, it regenerates 1,400 health per second by staying in its area of effect. But I'm not really sure about the real power. I think what it does is it throws like a giant ball and it makes like a circle of spikes that can damage the enemy and slow them down. So I'm actually gonna put that at C because I feel like it could be better, but like it's kind of bad. Next up, we have such an overpowered um character. We have Edgar. Um, so what he does is his super allows him to jump insanely far. Like it allows him to jump over pretty big walls. But not too big. But so what it does, if it lands on the opponent, it does a little bit of damage. But then if you just spam his main attack, like his punches, it's actually like really, 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 really overpowered. So I'm gonna put that at B, but not actually A because he does like a lot of damage. Next up, we have Doug. So what Doug's super does is if you click on his super, it puts a hot dog above his head, and then if you kill him while the hot dog is above his head, he actually gets like a second life, and it respawns him. But the only bad thing about that is that some opponents are really smart and they wait for the hot dog to go away and then they just like spam him, and he kind of just dies pretty much. So I'm gonna put that at B or C. If I could put it in the middle, I would. So I'm just gonna put it at B because overall it's just a pretty overpowered super. So next we have Cordelius. So what he does is so what it's called is actually called This Is My Domain, and it teleports him and a single enemy into a separate dimension called the Shadow Realm for a maximum of 8 seconds. In this isolated 1v1 fight, both brawlers can only use their main attacks, not their super or their gadgets. And Cordelius receives a significant speed and reload boost in the Shadow Realm. So I'm gonna put that also at B because that's kind of overpowered. Cause like it's really overpowered in Knockout or Brawl Ball because it can come in for a really good clutch if it's a 1v1. Maybe not Brawl Ball, but it's just a pretty overpowered super. Next we have Ruffs. So what his does is I think it sends down like a spaceship, and all it does is just crashes into the ground doing like it's not a one shot, I don't think. Maybe like half the health, which would be pretty good in Knockout, but not really. So I'm gonna put that with Amber down at D. And that's pretty bad. Next up, we also have a pretty bad one. It's not character, definitely not character, but super. So his thing is called Lifeblood, where he releases a swarm of vampire bats that deal damage and heal him for the amount of damage dealt. With more hits leading to greater health. other than the healing thing, it's kind of bad. So I'm gonna say that it's like I'm gonna put it at C. And actually, to go back, I actually want to move Kit up to B because I think that his power is actually pretty overpowered. Next up, we have a pretty OG player. We have Dynamite. So what Dynamite's super does is it throws a giant dynamite, and it does like a big explosion around the area. Other than damage, it's also kind of bad, but but I feel like he's better than Amber and Ruffs, so I'm gonna put him at uh C. I feel like El Primo is the same because that it's like the same thing, just like a giant dynamite, but he's using his body, and then he could just like spam his attack. So it's kind of like the same exact thing as Edgar. So I'm actually gonna put it with Edgar up here because it's like the same exact thing as Edgar. Next we have Larry and Lori. This is actually an interesting one. What it does is it spawns Lori, and then all it does is like they can fight together. But if you use your super and spawn Lori, then you could use your gadget to like switch places. But other than that, it's kind of bad. So I'm gonna put it overall at D because it's kind of bad. So next we have Melody. So what Melody's super does is it this is actually the only one that I kind of have I kind of have trouble with figuring out. What I think it does is it allows her to dash forward multiple times with 3 dashes available by default. And when she uses her main attack and hits an enemy, a melody note spawns around her. I think that's her super, but if it is, it's like really bad, so I'm gonna put it at C. Next up, we have kind of a new brawler. So next up we have Meeple. So what Meeple does is he throws a 20-sided die, which creates an area that allows Meeple and their allies to temporarily attack through obstacles. I feel like this would be good in like certain maps. But other than that, it's kind of bad, but it's still like really good because you like get to shoot through obstacles. So I'm gonna put that at B. Next up, we have M's. So what M's super does is it's called caustic charisma. It creates a large toxic cloud around her that slows down and deals damage over time to enemies within its radius. So my opinion is that's kind of overpowered because her main attack is really really good for damage. So I'm gonna put that at actually A because her super can actually be such a good combo with like Edgar or El Primo, but just by herself it's still like really good. Next up we have Poco. So what Poco does is so what Poco does, this is another one that I'm not really sure about. But what I think it does is that what it does is it deals equal to his so Poco's super will deal equal to his main attack damage to enemy brawlers in range, in addition to healing allies. I think that's what his super is. But it's kind of bad. I'm actually gonna put it at D, because if it's the same as his main attack, I feel like supers are supposed to be like do more damage than usable, so it's actually like kind of bad. Like for Shelly Super, it's called Super Shell. So what it does is it shoots a really powerful shot that can blow enemies back just a little bit. But like the power and the damage that it does, like a really good shotgun shot, and just sends them flying back, which is really good. So I'm gonna put that at B. Next up we actually have Charlie. So what Charlie's does is so what I think it does is that so actually what I know it does is that it it puts enemies into like what's it called? Like the second stage of like a butterfly, like I don't know what it's called, but it puts them in like a little web cage for like maybe like 3 seconds. That would be really overpowered if you could trap them in storm. But besides that, it's kind of bad. So I'm actually it's actually like really bad. So I'm actually gonna put it at E. Next up, we have Byron. So what Byron Super will do is cause opponents to receive 75 less healing from any source for 9 seconds. So that super would only be overpowered if it was like a 1v1 and like the storm was small. Besides that, it's kind of bad, so I'm gonna put that at D. Next up, we have Brock. So what Brock's super does is it shoots like 4 missiles that do a significant amount of damage, and it puts like a giant square of fire. So then it could like burn the opponents a lot, but besides that, that's all it does. So what I'm gonna do is also put this at D. Next up, we have Bo. So what Bo's super does is it puts down like 3 mines, and then after he puts them down, they actually go invisible. And then if an enemy stays on it for like 2.5 seconds, they explode. And I think the opponents either get stunned or like pushed like back a little bit. So you better hope you don't go AFK with a bow in your game. So hopefully it doesn't place mines on you. So I think that's actually really good since it's like they go invisible, but not the best. So I'm gonna put that at C. Second, but not last, is Colt. So what Colt Super does is it's kind of like Shelly. It's called Bullet Storm. It's a powerful volley of 12 piercing bullets that travel at a longer range than his main attack, and they can destroy obstacles on the map. His super allows Colt to open up the map by clearing walls and bushing. And it also creates more lanes for his team. And if it hits the enemy, it does a really good amount of damage. So I feel like that's a B because it can like do a lot for the team. And last but definitely not least is Colette. So what Colette Super does is she has like a child tantrum, and she goes like back and forth insanely fast, doing also a really good amount of damage. And what it does is it goes straight, and it can hit an opponent, and it can also hit an opponent on the way back. And it can also push a teammate with her. I think it's like a glitch where the enemy goes with her, and it takes damage along the way. And her super gives her a 20% shield for 5 seconds, which is actually really good. So I'm going to put that at be. Well, that's it for today, and I will be making a part 2, hopefully. And don't forget to like and subscribe so I can get a good amount of subscribers. And, well, comment down below what your favorite brawler is. And I will see you up in the next one.